I am the black sheep, Bennett Cole.
Right here,
This is the All In Wrestling Podcast.
No.
Please forgive us for what we are about to do.
Greenie?
I can't see you.
What the hell, dude? Oh, Pickle Rick.
I don't know. I can't see you. Fuck it.
All right, so that has to be the fucking worst intro ever. Like, you got you two talking about not being able to see each other, and I'm trying to like listen to the intro to make sure that it is fucking on point, and my phone's going off unprofessional, and you got fucking kid going, Pickle Rick!
I forgot we were doing the intro.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Okay, hold on. All right, everybody, let's put our goddamn professional faces on here. Let's goddamn do this. I can't see Joe, so fuck it.
I can see everybody. Everybody looks perfect.
I can see everybody too.
All right, Dapper, quit moving your phone. Leave it the way you had it. Perfect. What's up, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the All In Wrestling Podcast. I'm your host, Greenie, coming to you from the Southern Conference Studios here in Florida. This is episode... we're back. It's been a while since podcast episodes for us because, well, adult life happens, and we work, and things happen. But a lot of things have gone on, but before I do that, as always, I'm joined by Kid Psycho and Dapper Dugan. What's going on, guys?
What it do?
Chilling.
Yeah,
like
man.
the weather today. Like the weather in Erie, PA today.
Right on. So, like, WrestleMania has happened. We gave our predictions. The Superstar Shakeup is gone through. We've had name changes. We've had people retiring gimmicks and bringing their personal selves. We've had possible CM Punk returns to in-ring. The Briscoes in a feud with Kaz XL and Enzo. A lot to talk about this week, and one big main thing is like WrestleMania happened, guys. We gave our predictions. The Superstar Shakeup happened. That's something we'll talk about. What was your biggest fall away from WrestleMania? It was a busy weekend. Remember, we had all those indie shows and everything. Dapper, did you finally get a chance to take a look at Joey Ryan's penis party?
I did. It was very well put on. Like that's what I gotta say. I thought it was gonna be a big ass joke, being the label, but
the main event was a big ass joke.
Well, thinking about it, when you first think about it, you're like, okay, Joey Ryan's penis party. Now, is there gonna actually be a lot of people coming to this? And when I actually watched it, a lot of people actually appeared for that fucking thing, and it was awesome. Well, it was well shown.
People love Joey Ryan, man. Superstars and people alike.
Mom's not in there
What
because
like
she's
that?
taking this. Wait, I'm just out.
No, come on. They can't see it because it's blurred out. You don't get the concept of black screen. I tried to explain to a 7-year-old what a green screen is, and she was just like, you could just show everybody. And I'm like, it doesn't work that way. Everything else behind me is, as you can see, my hands are like fading in and out. But anyway, that is the magic of podcasting. We got to get you guys this program to get your own backgrounds.
Oh, you better be scared of that idea. I might be putting some weird shit behind me.
Right. Oh, we got it. Before we really do start the show, we really do have to give a big shout out to Mr. Bennett Cole and for the promo at the beginning of the show. Dapper.
Absolutely.
They probably didn't hear it because we were talking.
Oh, they heard it. They heard it over you guys. I could hear it as like your overlay.
Yeah, I want to send a definite shout out to the Black Sheep Bennett Cole for that. Stayed after for a few, and he ran right up to me and said, "Hey, there anything you need?" And I said, "Hey, can you shoot a quick promo for me?" Gave me solid gold. Want to say thank you. He's been a blessing to us.
Yeah, that was super cool. I appreciate it. It was awesome. I like it. I dig it.
Yeah, for sure. Let me silence this phone before we get Pickled Rick again. I'm just talking to a coworker. But yeah, so like hang on guys, talk amongst yourselves a second.
Well, we're going to talk amongst ourselves. Might as well talk about one of the situations that is going on in wrestling with the whole name change.
My car will overheat. It almost overheated on the way back here.
I'm excited about that. I was pissed.
Plus, I'm right now in the middle of a podcast.
When I seen it last week, obviously, like anybody was. But I think they redeemed themselves. Yeah. We'll see how it comes out tonight. And
no, he's not. Him and Marcy are still at the store.
I mean, the big thing about it, thing about it that pissed me off was with the sole fact that you get these talents and you have them on a certain avenue already when they're in the independent circuit. And when you have that independent circuit and you have that name, you have to build that name now. And then when a nation takes that name you already had and then scraps that history and then you make a new history somewhere else, it's got to be relatable. It's almost got to be in the same category. Like, let's take the War Raiders. They were War Machine, then they were War Raiders, and now the Viking Experience, and now maybe if it's really real, it is the Viking Raiders, which that's a awesome name. Then how the hell you didn't figure that out in 20 minutes? I don't understand. It's all about history. You're erasing history.
Yeah, but it's also, if we're talking about the whatever War Raiders name now it is.
Viking Raiders.
Viking Raiders. Yeah, why exactly? Why would you go from War Machine, War Raiders, Viking Raiders? It just doesn't. To me, it doesn't. It clicks, but it doesn't have that appeal as it should, because they dropped the ball with it basically.
They did. It was super rushed.
Yeah,
it felt rushed. It looked rushed. Like, it just wasn't organic like it was on NXT, or even the few times that they were featured on Raw before. Like we all were saying, Corey Graves even. How many different things did he say and call him? Like, he didn't know what to say or do. Even Michael Cole, like the perfect genius, whatever. Michael Cole was even like bumbling his words and didn't know what to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel like what happened there is they gave him the script for that late, so they had to improvise, and they couldn't improvise with something like that.
Yeah, it was.
That's what's funny.
I want to see how they're going to play it off this week, for being the second week in a row that it's a name change.
Well, they're gonna play it off like it always was. Like they're gonna play it off like they always do, which is plain and simple. They're gonna act like that shit never even happened.
I was gonna say that. Yep, they're gonna act like it never happened.
Yeah, that's typical WWE.
That's typical WWE. That shit never happened. That episode wasn't even aired. We don't even know what you're fucking talking about. But it's plain and simple. You're erasing history, and you have teams in NXT. You know, I don't give a shit if it's Vince, Triple H, Stephanie McMahon, Shane McMahon, Linda McMahon, whoever you want to put in it. You're not telling me that they don't know that these guys are going to go to the main roster anyways eventually. So you already know that they have this thought in their head. We're going to have to switch their name at some point. Wouldn't you work on that ahead of time instead of 20 fucking minutes?
You think it shows that Vince doesn't really care about the indie guys.
That proves that Vince doesn't watch his own product.
Yeah, it's well known that he does not watch NXT or anything like that.
That is a slap to fans' faces, because how can he ever really truly say that paragraph that he's so known for saying? We're going to change the landscape of wrestling. You really don't even appreciate wrestling like Vince Russo really doesn't appreciate wrestling. You're almost in the same fucking category. You don't care. So give it to somebody that actually cares about the talent. That's what we need in fucking WWE. Is somebody that cares enough.
Yeah. I mean, it's a hard thing to not complain about, but then also in the same sense, you got to go back and think these are the same people that took a character like Goldust and made it into a fucking comedy. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, it totally. They've had so much
because of backlash because of the Goldust character himself. Back in if you kids probably don't remember, back in when Goldust first debuted, he was running house shows with Shawn Michaels, and the goal was to groom him to be the next big thing. And Dustin is for real the real deal, and he is kind of like the second coming of Dusty Rhodes, but better. And but then you have Cody, and Cody is 2 times better than both of them in a way, but he hasn't fulfilled those shoes yet. The thing with
Dustin said,
right, exactly. So basically, what we're talking, like the whole Goldust thing, that got backlash, and this is where Vince is probably like, hey, this is gonna get backlash, so let's kill it right now, but we only have 20 minutes to do it because it's 5 minutes before the show.
Yeah.
It's a horrible process as a fan to watch truly what happens backstage in the process. You would think they would have their shit together, but really WWE is just nothing but sporadic movements that they just chunk together and hope that it succeeds. I mean, that's the reality of it. It's just a shit. It's a shit show that's run by a bunch of fucking maniacs that don't really know what they're doing. Some of them think it's still the 80s. Some of them still think it's the 90s. Some of them still think it's the Attitude Era. We got a bunch of mixed generations. They don't know what the fuck's going on.
Like I said to Kid today, I said with this whole with the big discussion of everybody talking about is the fact that Goldust Dustin retired the character Goldust, left WWE, is now going to face Cody at Double or Nothing for AEW, and this is brother versus brother. But the way this is being built has already got me invested because of the storyline itself. Like I was telling Kid, people are shitting on this, but also in the same sense, it's because they don't understand what is really going on, because they want to live in the past. The past is the past. This is the future. Today's wrestling is shaping to blow back up. We had it in the early 80s, the 90s, and it blew up. Okay? This isn't going to be that era. This isn't going to be the Attitude Era. This isn't going to be the Hulk Hogan era. This is going to be it's separately in itself a whole different era.
It's going to be the Elite Era.
Yes.
I'm going to tell you this right now for the people that are complaining about the whole Dustin and Cody match, and they said it's already been done in Fastlane. I'm just going to settle this dispute right now. It was done, but it was done with 2 characters that didn't give a shit about where they were going. Stardust, Cody didn't like that character. He wanted to fuck out, so why would he give a shit about a match? And Goldust, his brother, Dustin, he didn't give a shit about where he was going because he was going nowhere. That was a pointless match that we saw at Fastlane when they were both together in that match. That was a crapshoot, and that was a match they didn't even care about. This match right here, they actually give a damn about this match. This match is to be proven as the best match, in my opinion, that's going to happen this year.
All right, so like, hold on.
Well, I was going to say real quick, with this match as well, I'll go with the best match of the year. I wasn't going to say that, but I like that. But Dustin is going to put Cody over so big in this. And I feel like this is the legacy match for them. Because how he said at the end, this is my last ride, or maybe not. I feel like he's gonna put Cody over super huge for the family, and like the legacy of the Rhodes name is all gonna ride on Cody now because he's the owner, CEO, whatever, president of All In Wrestling, or AEW, All Elite Wrestling.
Right. I put this out on Twitter that, like you were saying, the Fastlane match. Yes, it happened at Fastlane, but they did not have the creative control that they have now to actually tell the story and do what they want and what they need to keep the fans invested in.
Dude, this story already is just...
I'm not a big fan of the whole face paint. I think Dustin should have come in just as Dustin himself, but the face paint...
I like it.
What is it?
I agree. I agree because he described it, and he described it as
life and death.
Face paint. That face paint that he's wearing is raw emotion. That is all of the aggression that we saw that Goldust went through. That's all the aggression that he's putting out. He's putting 100% of himself into this match. This is the first time. This is the first time in a long time since the Roddy Piper match in the Street Brawl that you're gonna see Goldust actually give a shit. Dustin Rhodes actually give a shit about something he's actually doing.
I feel like it's the anti-Goldust character is what this is.
It's a slap in the face to all the shitty ass shit they did to him. And I agree with the face paint. That's not Dustin Rhodes truly without face paint.
We've never really seen Dustin Rhodes as his true character, even in WCW, because they had he didn't have creative control over his character in WCW. They made him do stupid ass. They made him do stupid ass matches like the fucking bunkhouse brawl or whatever it was in a fucking cage going down the road in a semi. Come on, man. Come on. Going to Hog Wild, shitty ass pay-per-view. But anyway, like I said, I think this is gonna, like you guys said, actually, this is gonna be a match of the year. I do believe that this is going to get the build and the hype, and everybody's going to be surprised, and the critics can go suck dick on
it. That's damn right. They can go suck a dick on that.
Speaking
if you're not a match, you're not a true wrestling fan.
Right. You're definitely not. Speaking of wrestling fans, Dapper, I reported this. A lot of other people have reported this, and this kind of crazy. But Jazz, your chick, man, fucking, what's going on there, man? NWA's longest, well, almost longest. Fabulous Moolah and somebody else is in there too, but she has the longest reigning days so far, 934 days as the NWA's women's champ. But she relinquished the belt and will not be at their Crockett Cup, and they're gonna find a replacement.
I have mixed reactions on this, really. Jazz, everybody knows I love Jazz, and I feel that she's actually one of the most dominant female wrestlers that has ever been on this planet. And she's legit. Like, she's legit. She backs up her shit. I agree with her leaving for the sole purpose of where wrestling is at right now. There's so many different avenues for her to go and craft her skills somewhere else, and even showcase her skills and teach other talent. She did what she did for NWA. There's nothing else left for her to prove. In the negative, I wish she would have held the title and lost it to somebody, at least, instead of just relinquishing it.
Do you think we'll see her husband leave now, because he's the North American? He's the NWA North American champion.
I believe so, without a doubt. I believe.
Do we see Willie Mack and Jazz in AEW?
I hope. I believe that if AEW is really trying to do what they say, and Brandy Rhodes is really all about her business of making female wrestling legitimate, then why not take the gamble on getting Jazz? Because if you get Jazz and you get that name, you've now just made it legitimate.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, that's true.
Kids, man, they have me up early.
Yeah, they're definitely early word.
Jazz, yeah, I don't know, man. That threw me for a little bit of whirl too. I mean, I'm not her hugest fan ever, but I do like Jazz. You know, she's from our time. She was one of the good women wrestlers from our time. So
ECW.
when I seen that this morning, I
WWE.
was talking to Greenie about it. Like, I don't know, it was weird to me. Like you said, though, I understand it and I get it. She just feels. I feel like she probably feels like she's accomplished everything there. What else is there for her to do?
I feel like Billy Corgan needs to step up the ball, and
He does.
If they want to see future success in NWA, they need more of a roster.
And that's exactly the thing, Greenie. That's the reason I really think that Jazz left, is because there's really no legitimacy to NWA. It's just a name. It's just a name.
I mean,
there's nothing.
Billy Corgan's had his plan for the last year and a half, 2 years, and it's been successful of getting the promotion up there. But here's the thing. You need a fucking roster, man. You can't just have these guys keep going to indie event, cross promotion, indie event, cross promotion. It doesn't work that way. You have to have your own set roster.
What about Nick Aldis? He's someone I've always thought about. I like him a lot.
Well, here's the thing. That's what's really bothering me too, and that's what's causing the mixed reactions. Nick Aldis, Willie Mack, they're both being used and being used consecutively, and Jazz has not been used consecutively. She's been more on the more independent circuit. Why has Impact not used her? Why has ROH not used her? Why has nobody used Jazz? And that's what makes me think maybe Jazz is just done. She did everything.
She could be.
I mean,
I don't be a behind the scenes person like Billy Gunn.
Yeah.
She would be great for a back of the house.
She would be excellent.
Yeah,
she would make
a good agent for the women back there. She'd be able to help them hone that in and be like, all right, this is what you need to do. She'd definitely be someone to do that with.
Oh, absolutely. There's hope for that woman, though. She's going to go somewhere.
Hopefully. Speaking of going somewhere and probably nowhere, the Briscoes got called out by KazXL, and so all reports are that KazXL and Enzo are not with Ring of Honor and they want nothing to do with them, but it appears that the Briscoes and these guys keep going back and forth in interviews with the Briscoes not using their names, and then KazXL came out and basically said, you guys are pussies, and called them punk bitches and all this other shit. So my question is, what's gonna happen here? Are they gonna go AEW, end up in AEW? The Briscoes are not under contract with Ring of Honor.
I'm just gonna say this: it's them boys, and them boys can go wherever the fuck they want. Besides WWE, that's all I gotta say about that. But
it's gonna be a surprise match at Double or Nothing.
You think so?
I think it could be.
That's a far reach.
Maybe not all of them are signing. Maybe it's just a match that's there.
I really don't think we're gonna see the Briscoes in AEW for the sole fact that if you watch these solid diamond gems that the Briscoes are putting out, like they always do with fucking promos, they have a legitimate beef with JOD. They're not going anywhere until they get that New Japan beef settled with JOD. And that's whatever. GOD, Gorillas of Destiny. Let's just put it that way. That's easier.
Yeah.
Because I don't like saying God anyways. Gorillas of Destiny, they want to take their titles. They want the titles. And until the Briscoes get the title and make themselves 10-time champions, they will not go anywhere.
So
are we not going to see the Gorillas of Destiny in AEW?
No.
No, New Japan doesn't have a working. They have a working relationship, but not yet because they want to see how they. All reports are they want to see how AEW does before.
Did you see who was it? Kiyoshi Ibudo signed that contract yesterday. That surprise contract that said he'll wrestle till the day he dies
What?
for New Japan.
Yeah.
Who was the guy that was with Omega, the Golden Boys or whatever? The Golden
Kota Ibushi.
Yeah, he signed a surprise contract yesterday with New Japan, and in the contract he said, "I will wrestle for New Japan till the day I die," and that was the contract.
What?
Look it up on Twitter. I seen it earlier on Twitter. I think I might have shared it to the page even.
That is respect.
Yeah, I could give that to him, but
that is respect. That's respect. I mean, Kota is New Japan. And support and to go off the comment that you made, kid, with fucking whole Gorillas of Destiny on AEW. Here's my question: who's going to even risk taking the Gorillas of Destiny? They're too risky. They're risky.
Boys with the Young Bucks, though. They're some of the originals.
Tama Tonga is way too fucking. He's too quick. He's too quick, and he snaps. You don't know what that dude's gonna do. He's like another Brian Pillman, and he's too risky.
Is crazy as fuck. I love him.
Yeah, Tama is like, he's like his dad, but he's fucking hothead, 10 times more hot-headed to the point where like he will snap right there. Where Haku is just like, chill.
And that's the thing. I think that Gorillas of Destiny are where they need to be, and they should just, Ring of Honor shows, that works because they take gambles and maybe Impact, but I don't see AEW. They want to legitimize themselves first and not have any problems. That's a gamble. Tama Tonga's fucking, he's a loose cannon.
His brother is too.
Definitely.
Yeah, Tama Falo.
Tama Tonga takes the fucking cake, dude.
It's that family bloodline, man.
But with the Briscoes can go wherever the hell they want. The fucking Mark and Jay Briscoe, them boys deserve to go anywhere they want.
Yeah.
And they should go anywhere they want.
So with that, they're not going to WWE, that's for sure.
No.
They would ruin them in a heartbeat.
Yeah, and they know it. So
They would be the Bushwhackers. That's what they would turn them into.
They already turned fucking
heavy
machinery into the Bushwhackers. Yeah, that's sad there because Heavy Machinery is actually a really good tag team. Speaking of WWE, the roster shakeup happened. We all knew Roman Reigns was going to SmackDown. That's for a given. They just moved, actually, today. They just moved Aleister Black, Selena Vega, and Andre to SmackDown. And WWE has this thing now that they're trying to keep married couples together, so that's kind of why Aleister went over to SmackDown with Selena.
That makes sense. What are you saying, kid?
Stupid. They should have kept Aleister on Raw.
Nah, Ricochet needs to be a singles guy. Just don't put him on. Don't put him on.
They both do, but they should have fought each other.
Yeah.
I think the only one that really snuck up on me was Balor going to SmackDown.
And AJ going to Raw.
I really, that one kind of threw me for a loop for the sole purpose of the IC title going to SmackDown. That kind of threw me
something over there.
They need something over there, but really, they don't have a good tag team presence because now you just lost the Usos. you just lost the Usos.
What if they put Andrade and Aleister Black as a tag team?
They got history, and that's another example. If they ever did put Andrade with Aleister Black, that's erasing more history that those two had together. they legitimately didn't like each other in NXT. Like, they had one of the greatest rivalries in NXT, and if you put them in a tag team, we're gonna go, okay. NXT fans are gonna go, hold on. That doesn't even make sense. Why put them together? That's just makes no sense. And that's what I miss in wrestling, is shit making sense.
Yeah, but it doesn't always have to make sense. That's the thing. But it does. Like, WWE's product doesn't make sense, and hopefully it changes, but it doesn't look like it's going to with the whole landscape of things. Big E sent out a big tweet the other day warning them of not putting KO back in New Day. I think this is going to get a Kofi versus KO for the championship.
I think you're right.
I could see that. I can definitely see that. I can definitely see it. I will admit the one thing that I do like is Lacey Evans. I will admit this. I like the way that they kind of threw her in there.
Garbage.
I like it. I like it.
Garbage because
garbage. Lacey Evans.
Okay, Lacey Evans as a talent is perfect. That gimmick, garbage. Straight garbage. Do it.
Bell gimmick.
Yeah, do it a whole different way. Come on. She's a fucking hell of a talent. Come on.
That I will give to you. The Southern Belle, it's a little far out there. You're stretching a little bit. You should have just left Lacey Evans as Lacey Evans and just let her ride with it. I mean, that woman
is a Southern badass, though. She's a hunter and fisher in real life.
Yeah, she is definitely a badass.
She's an ex-Marine.
Well, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Why don't you put her as a character like a hunter or something like that? You know what I mean? But like, don't all be like, oh well, Sarah Logan's a Viking. Let's team them up.
Yeah, but that's because Sarah Logan that's what she lives outside. Like, she can play that character. Lacey Evans, yes, she's a Southern classy woman, but in NXT she just played herself. That's all she was. She just, here, Lacey, go out and do your thing. It wasn't here's your character, go about your business. Lacey's good at what she does. I agree, she should be the fucking champion. I really do. Becky's got to lose one of those titles, and she's got to lose it soon.
Becky, 2 belts.
She's got to lose one.
Hold on a second, though. I lost my thought here. Fuck.
Lacey Evans.
No.
Sarah Logan.
Yes. I was pissed as hell with the Superstar shakeup because Riot Squad has been my shit from day one. I've always was down with Riot Squad. My kids will even say when they come, Dad, your girls are out. Dad, your girls are here. Like, that was my shit. So that pissed me off.
That was
everything else. I mean, some shit I was like, I don't know. I don't agree with it. But that pissed me off.
Liv Morgan, she deserves a SmackDown run.
Yeah, I think she's going to be successful, which I like. But I don't know, man. I like the Riot Squad. They were dominant. They were good. They were a good trio.
All right. They definitely were a good trio. All right, so we've been debating this all day in our group chat, this story. Because Kid thinks it's not real. Dapper, I don't know if you know if it's real or not. I kind of have my own suspicion about it. Let's get into it. At an indie event owned by Silas Young, who tweeted out a Punk and noted that many other superstars have done this under a mask, came in and did a GTS and left. CM Punk was in the area that day at a high school and took a picture with the same sweatshirt that this masked superstar had on. All the dirt sheets are now reporting that CM Punk was sitting in a car with the mask on outside the venue, waiting to come in, hiding from everybody until he had to come in and run in. And the guy he helped was his former trainer before he got to Ring of Honor. And worked in that promotion with Silas Young.
I can see this guy getting ready to go. Before he goes, I've been defiant with it all day, and I'm still holding my ground. But since Dave Metzler came forward and said some shit, that has got me thinking now? Where'd he go?
I don't know. Where did he go? He said hang on for a second. All right, here we go. He's coming.
I was letting you guys have your time first.
I think it's real. I think it's real. I think it's real. The real deal. I think what's happening here is he's gonna hit a bunch of different indie events, that guys that he knows that owns these indies. He's gonna hit them up. And he's gonna do different masks, different costumes and stuff, and then after that, he's gonna show up at one of these AEW events.
We got a month for AEW.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
It's not gonna be Double or Nothing.
Oh, absolutely not.
He's gonna show up in October for the first television show.
I'm gonna tell you this. That was not CM Punk. He might have been waiting in a car, but that wasn't CM Punk. I won't believe it. I won't believe it until I see that man physically say something about the wrestling business in a positive light.
That's how I feel.
And I'm going to tell you this right now. Why not? Why not have some CM Punk controversy when you've had all these run-ins in wrestling? Why not throw CM Punk in there? If you throw him in, you're going to get a reaction. Everybody's going to chime in about it. Everybody wants CM Punk. So we had Big Kaz. We had Enzo jump at Madison Square Garden. CM Punk caught a little wind about it. One of his buddies, hey, Punk, you might want to take a gamble on this one and get in on this action. Why not? Why not? You might as well. CM Punk's got to make it. He's going to come back to the wrestling business. Is he going to wrestle? I really feel like he's not. He's too into jiu-jitsu. He's too fucking motivated by that stuff to come back and physically wrestle. Now, can he pull a quick stint and give somebody a GTS? Yeah, but how many other fucking wrestlers can do that move?
All right, I can
It was
give you
sloppy
that.
too.
I give you. Yeah, it was sloppy. It was sloppy as hell. It was like he didn't know what
And
he
I'm
was
gonna
doing.
tell you this. They eat, and it's very easy as a wrestler or anybody in this world to master and mimic somebody's movements. Look at CM Punk. He runs very uniquely. The guy had the same exact unique run. He had the same unique run, but he was too sloppy with the run. CM Punk is too precise. That man needs to be precise. He's too in the zone. He wants everything perfect. It wasn't perfect.
All right, so it wasn't perfect, but I still say it was him.
You're entitled to that opinion. I mean,
I still say this is what he's doing. I still say that he has that itch, and he just wants to come in and do these spots, and then maybe go to AEW. Even if he doesn't wrestle in AEW and he helps backstage, he's going to be a presence in the business.
All right, kid. When you said AEW, I'm going to tell you this: the only way Punk comes back is to interrupt the Kenny Omega match.
I feel like he comes to AEW too to give the middle finger to WWE.
Well, that's
a good.
Well, that's going to happen. That's an it thing. That's going to happen.
I think it's crazy that all these stories came out today too. That Tony Khan was interested in CM Punk before Jericho, before the Young Bucks, before Cody, before anybody. That CM Punk was his number one guy. Why is that all coming out now? Like the weekend that supposedly he was at an indie show too. That's what's all weird to me too. It's like the Eminem and MGK beef. Like it just all happened weird and oddly.
Things are made up. People plot things. They release it at the right point. I mean, you got to wait for the right time. You think nobody knew about Enzo and Kaz jumping fucking at the Madison Square Garden? I mean,
security knew. A handful of people backstage knew, and Ring of Honor. There's only a few people in Ring of Honor that knew. The boys were hot about it, and New Japan had no clue.
New Japan pissed.
Not everybody in the wrestling business legitimately hates each other, except for Jim Cornette hating the world. But not everybody's Jim Cornette, all right? You think Enzo and Kaz don't have friends in fucking ROH and New Japan that they don't talk? Like, hey, we're going to do this.
Kid, you killed your camera.
I know. I don't know what happened.
But if CM Punk returns, I honestly feel like he would disrupt. He would disrupt the Kenny Omega match and go against the Grain, because that's their main guy is Kenny Omega. The only way CM Punk comes back is if he's a main guy. He's not gonna be a mid-carder. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, but what about Jericho? Who do you put Jericho against next? You can't keep putting these guys in 3-ways.
You gotta put Jericho against Pac.
There's gonna be
That's the
some
thing with
surprises too.
Yeah, there's definitely gonna be some surprises, like the whole Adam Page versus Pac, Dustin versus Cody, Kenny versus Jericho, the Bucks versus Lucha Bros for the AAA tag team belts, the over the budget battle royal, the women's match. That's like 6 matches.
I think there's gonna be a couple women's matches.
Yeah. Well, they keep signing people too, so and that's the thing with them which is really awesome, is the fact that they don't want WWE talent. They have some interest in a handful of people, and if that comes up, cool. If not, they want to go the indie route, and they've been like that tag team from New York, Private Party. They're actually pretty damn fucking good.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. I just can't wait for this whole Double or Nothing to actually happen, so then we can know what is going to develop, and we're going to finally have our answers that we well deserve. And if the surprises come, and if the surprises don't come, I'm going to accept it either way. I mean, for the first show, I would rather AEW just play it very safe instead of throwing too many things in there to make a wrestling fan happen. Just let it come naturally and let it come smoothly. Don't go too big. I mean, look at what ECW did when they first came in. They went a little bit too extravagant, too big, and that's when you had the crucifixion.
Yeah.
Was in the building.
Yeah.
Kurt Angle's in the building, and you're going to pull the crucifixion off? That's pretty fucking ballsy. But there's a time for having big balls, and there's a time for just letting your sack chill for a minute. And just rest.
I think
AEW just come.
I think the whole wrestling community needs to take a sit back. Not everybody, but 99.5% of them need to sit back and just wait and learn what patience is. And I've said it in the past, and I'll say it again, that they're building something. It doesn't happen overnight. You can call it a t-shirt company. You could call it a Spot Monkey show. You could call it whatever you want to call it. But at the end of the day, this is going to build something into a new era of elite wrestling. And that's not just a pun on wrestling all being the elite or anything like that. It's the truth. These guys are finding top-notch elite guys from the indies that haven't been through the ringer with WWE yet or anything like that. And they're going to show these guys how to build yourself from the bottom to the top, like the Young Bucks and Omega and all them guys have, from the bottom to the top. Joey Ryan, all of them, you know what I mean? That's what they're going to do. That's what this is all elite is going to do. This is going to be the elite era of wrestling.
All this right now, Double or Nothing. Stephen Amell signs a multi-year contract.
Oh, God.
That's a good.
Yeah,
They just announced the last season of Arrow. So he's done with that. He has a big interest in wrestling. Him and Cody are really good friends. He was at the first pay-per-view.
I'm gonna call this as well. Double or Nothing. You can sign this in blood. Dolph Ziggler will show up. Double or Nothing.
You think?
Yes. What's Ziggler doing right now? Sitting in limbo. Ziggler doesn't do that for that long.
Do you think he
That'd
pulls?
be a nice
do you think
one.
he pulls an under the radar Goldust fucking release?
I totally see. Absolutely. Ziggler stands his ground, and honestly, Ziggler's comedy shit's really exploding. Like, he's a funny son of a bitch. I'm gonna give him that. Anybody that does not follow that man's social media, you really need to get a life and follow it, because that man he's solid gold. But you can even see on his social media that he talks about he doesn't sit in limbo for too long. You got to watch Ziggler, and I think he's going to appear very soon somewhere. And in the meantime, waiting for Double or Nothing, follow Impact Wrestling because it's the greatest fucking wrestling on fucking internet right now. They got the best storylines going right now, dude.
I feel like independent wrestling is in a whole has some great storylines coming. But all right, guys, we're gonna wrap it up because it's already 8 o'clock on the East Coast time, 7 o'clock on Central time, and Raw's about to start. So let's give our hopes up on Raw already. So before we end,
So does Raw start 7 o'clock for you?
yeah, because it's 8 o'clock there for you.
That's weird.
That's Central time, the Panhandle, man.
Yeah.
All the way over,
Nice.
all the way over to Tallahassee, and then it goes back to East Coast time, and the rest of Florida is East Coast.
Nice.
Yeah.
Rock on.
Rock on. All right, guys, remember to follow us on our social medias. Check all the links in the description for all that good stuff. Go check our Facebook page out. And until next time, support the Indies.
Yeah, buddy.